YouTube, back to a bit more of a normal video today. So, got this in, it's been pretty much modded. This is a Squier Jazzmaster. It's, hold on. I've missed the, I looked it up so I could see what name it was. It's a Contemporary Active Jazzmaster HHST in Surf Pearl. Yeah. So, this came with EMG humbuckers, I think. I don't know if they are actually EMGs, but they're active. And the owner's done some mods, and I've wired it up for him. So now it's got a mirror scratch plate. You can see me in it twice, infinitely. Yeah, what a fantastic colour! It's surf pearl green, and it's you can see that's where the battery must have gone. But it's kind of like the old 80s pearl finishes, apart from it's this turquoisey colour. Painted headstock, very good. I think the tuners have been upgraded. These are Wilkinson ones. I don't know if you've seen these before. I think them, for some reason, I think they might be called EZ lock or EZ lock. So they're not locking tuners, but the post has two holes in it, so you can put the string through this way and then back through this way, like at angles. So it kind of locks. So you don't need to put as many winds on, so it should stay in tune better. Is the thinking. A little bit fidgety to put on for the first time, but now I've done it once. It was alright once I've done the first two strings, and then it was easy. So it's just a wee bit of learning process. I'm using that. It's the first time I've actually seen them. You can of course ignore the second hole and just wire them up normally if you really wanted to. This has one of these, I've forgotten the name, is it Duesenberg make them? The sort of Les Paul trem that fits onto the, this should have been a hardtail, you know, like a normal tailpiece and tunomatic. It's got this Bigsby type attachment on the top. I think it's Duesenberg makes them. Yeah, is it Easy Bridge? I can't remember what it's called. Doesn't matter. And it's got Warman P90s or Warman humbucker sized P90 guitars on it. So what I've done is I didn't just connect it up. I had a wee few things to do. Wee things of note if you're going to do this to mod your one. The mirror scratch plate didn't quite fit, so the previous owner has cracked it a little bit here. It wasn't me. You do need to enlarge the hole a little bit to take the bridge pin. It doesn't, even though I don't know whether it's actually a Squier one he bought, but it doesn't quite fit. And then mirror plates are a nightmare for cracking. If you just go, oh, it's sort of fitting, I'll just screw it down, and then that's when it cracks. So there's a crack in it. You can't really see it though, below the bridge. I had to cut a wee bit out here to take this, see that this part of the bridge kind of sits in here, so I had to cut a wee bit out there just because it was sitting on top of the scratch plate. I had to enlarge the holes because I've put in push pots in this one. I don't normally use push because they're a bit more expensive. They're like sort of £8 each as opposed to being like £3. So they are much easier to use though, I will say that. It's just that I'm sitting there, if I'm buying a bag of them, you know, a bag of 10 normal pots is like, you know, £20, £30, something like that, and then a bag of 10 of these is like £170. Like, yeah, you know, it's like, so I can't really have them in stock. I just happen to have a couple, so it's a B500 and A500, and I'd had to enlarge the holes to take these as well. Again, all this time terrified I'm going to crack the scratch plate, but it's all done now, and it isn't. So what we've got is a push-pull volume, a push-push volume. So like a push-pull, obviously you pull it up, and this one you push it down. It's like the back of a pen. The modern ones are much better. One of the guitars that really annoys me on the first guitar I had it is my Ibanez RG530 has push pots, but it doesn't. It's not like the back of your pen where you can see by looking at it. You know, you can see by looking at it. They're both down. And if you push it in, oh look, you can see that it's up because it. Thing was the one that's in the Ibanez, it kind of looks the same whether it's in or out. So it's which I've found really annoying because you're sitting there going, oh right, I'm on humbuckers, and you have to press it to make sure you're in humbuckers. Oh no, I'm in single coil, so you have to press it again. So every time you ever play the guitar, if you pick it up, you always have to press the button in at least once to make sure where you are. Whereas in this one, you can pretty easily see when it's out or in on both of them. And the tone pot does the same, but it's a phase thingy. So it doesn't. I was talking about this yesterday about the 25 sound thing, how I can get every position's a different sound. Doesn't work with this. So if you've got here's my wee Laney. see there are no pedals on. So there's your neck pickup. There's both pickups on. Then bridge pickup. We'll be going on to the fuzz pedal later, don't worry. Fuzz pedal's not the best for demonstrating a guitar sound though, because they kind of all sound the same through that pedal. I just don't really love it. Yeah, so the phase button, so as I was saying there, getting a different sound. However, when you put the phase button in, it doesn't do anything to the bridge pickup or the neck pickup position. They stay exactly the same, but in the middle, when you've got them both on, you get the phase sound. So you kind of get like one extra sound using the phase. That's it phased. That's it not phased. So just both pickups on normally. Same kind of applies with the series humbucker mod on this one. So if you are in the neck pickup, you've got neck pickup as normal. Push it in, it's now a humbucker. Or it's running both these pickups in serial with a big fat sound. As opposed to definitely single coil, definitely humbucker. That'll make more of a difference with distortion on. The problem with that one is though, if you're, this is you in the neck position, if you're in the middle position, it's just the bridge pickup on its own. Then in bridge position, it's just the bridge pickup on its own. So you have to, in order to get the phase to work, oh actually that's an interesting point, I'll just work out. So I'm on here, on the neck, you've got to be in the neck pickup for this button to do anything, and you've got to be in the middle position for this button to do anything. But if you push in, so there we are in humbucker, and I phase it, right, so if you can get both. So you got your three original sounds as in neck and bridge, and neck and bridge, three, and then you've got neck and bridge out of phase, then you've got neck and bridge in series, and then you've got neck and bridge in series out of phase. So 6 sounds instead of 3. And the best thing about push, I always think of push pull pots is if you push them in, you can just forget that you've got a normal guitar. It's got a really strange neck. It's 25.5 inch scale, but it's quite, maybe it's just because I've been playing really thin ones recently. It seems like it's quite a chunky neck, like a C profile, C as opposed to D. I think it's quite an interesting one, but I think maybe that's something to do with this being because it's active. I'm thinking it's like a Slipknotty type thing. You know, the guy in Slipknot, the Jim Root Telecaster, he's got like a telly that's got 2 EMGs in it. Kind of, it's more of a sort of heavy metal-y type thing, maybe. So it's got a slightly fatter neck. I do like it though, I like it. I can take a fat neck, no problem. Great fun. I think, to be honest, I mean, I go through that many guitars, I only really notice a fat neck if I was just playing a really thin one. It's maybe not that fat. Just that I've been playing a Jim Deacon with last night's video, and it's got that short scale, it's got a tiny neck, so this one instantly feels bigger. Am I an Offset fan? I can't decide. I was watching a program, a YouTube thing yesterday about Mustangs, and they actually used to say, you know, on Strats, it does on mine, it says original contour body and a wee circular bit here. And it actually says original offset body, so a Mustang is an offset. I had an argument with one of my pals the other day, a couple of weeks ago, Ian, about that, saying Mustangs are offset, and it's like, but they actually say offset on them, so I can't argue that. Offset being kind of like a jazz bassy type thing, where the whole guitar looks like it's just been like that a little bit, you know. So this bit here, you know, it's kind of going that way. The whole guitar looks like the bottom's been slid that way and the top's been slid this way a little bit. I think someone told me before this it's meant to be better for sitting down, but I don't know. So I'll make some noise with it, sticking a wee track of some sort, which Humbucker. You can really notice the difference there much more when you've got the backing on. You can hear it, because when it's on its own sound. Then humbucker. Middle position. Phased. Wee bit of distortion. Boss OD OS2. That's what you want with tons of delay on, with sort of surface sound. And tons of reverb as well. I don't like reverb, I don't like delay. Back to not being phased anymore. Press back up. And I've held off long enough for putting on the fuzz pedal. I like my fuzz face. So neck pickup, just on its own, then humbuckers, and then phased as well. So I like this guitar, and it's a nice guitar off this chap when he's actually bought a new guitar that doesn't need lots of fretwork and stuff like that. The nut is well cut and good. I did have to shim the neck, but I don't think that bridge is a replacement. I think that this is a replacement, but it didn't go low enough to get the action low, so I had to change the angle of the neck in order to take it. So maybe have a look at that if you're going to buy one of these new. That could be an issue, but I don't know if it's just quality control or maybe they forgot to put the shim in the factory or something like that. Just it annoyed me a little bit, but I think that it's quite tastefully modded. For now, apparently the guy bought dice volume controls. It's like, don't know if you want to just put these strap ones on temporarily, and annoyingly, because I just stuck them on temporarily, I didn't make it so that 10 was at the top on the tone control, which is annoying me unbelievably because I keep looking at it and going, oh, the tone's at half. It's not. That makes sure the tone. Yeah, tone does work. I thought it would. I didn't actually check it. And it was a little bit fidgety. I had to make up my own design for the... I couldn't find a diagram. I didn't look at that hard, to be honest. I just worked out myself how to do the phase and the series. I also, to get both the phase, I had to get either one of them or both of them. You need to take the pickup to bits. So you have to take the cover off the pickup, go inside the pickup and take the earth wire off the back plate, and then add an extra wire. Or no, so I left the earth wire on the back plate, but I cut the other wire that was going from the pickup to the back plate, and then added an extra wire on. So I've now got, because what it's doing is it's using the earth as the start of the pickup. I don't want to be using the earth as the start of the pickup. I wanted to have the two wires going into the pickup so I can flop them over. If you don't do that, you'll find that it puts the cover live. So if you touch it with a string or something like that, it'll be the same as poking. It'll just be the same as touching the end of the jack socket. So you need to take one of the pickups to bits, whatever one it is you're going to flip the phase of, or whatever one you're going to put in series. You need to take off the back plate and disconnect it and stick either an extra wire onto the back plate, and then you get the start and the finish of the pickup, or I just added an extra wire to the start of the pickup and left the back plate one soldered on. Just if you forget to do that, it's annoying. So it's not the simplest and easiest of mods. And it is a bit of a pixie to get. Do I have a humbucker lying about? I don't have one with a cover. See, whatever it is they use to solder the back plate soldered onto the cover, right? Whatever that solder is, my soldering iron isn't hot enough to melt it. So you invariably have to cut it off with a Dremel and then solder it back on with normal solder. So it's pretty fidgety and annoying. Not a beginner's mod, I wouldn't have said. So basically, if you're going to have your first ever go at modding a guitar, I would buy something like that with Youngcore or something, like a Stratty one, and then learn about all the bits that don't fit, because they're not all the same. It's like even if you get the correct Squier scratch plate, it's like maybe not be 100% identical, just a wee millimetre here, a wee millimetre there, just makes it not fit. And quite often you've got to cut the scratch plate to get it round the neck pocket as well. So just be a wee bit wary of it. If you're going to be messing about, doing mods and stuff like that, start with something cheap. Don't start with a £350 guitar and then pour money into it. I mean, I don't know what this is up to. These bridges, are these not bridges, not like 70 quid or something like that? And the tuners, if they're not the original ones there, must be 30 or 40 quid. And then the pickups, I don't know how much Josie charges for these. I'd imagine they're maybe 30 quid for the pair, 40 quid for the pair, something like that. And the push pots at £8 each. So I mean, it's, there's money in this guitar now. It's like, it is worth it for the colour. The colour is fantastic, and I am a sucker for a painted headstock. I think it works. I'm not sure I like it on a black guitar. I want a black guitar with a black headstock, but I do want I'm actually thinking that somebody's this guitar here should have a black headstock, and a previous owner has sanded it down and left the badge on. So I don't really know what to do with that. Whether I just leave it, it's got a black neck, See, the thing, I could I'm thinking I could almost paint it all black again and leave the logo on, but I think I'm just going to leave it because I'll just make it worse. I would never bother. I can't say that it would bother me enough to go to the effort of sanding, you know, buying a new guitar and I go, no, I don't like the headstock, I'll sand it off and leave the logo. I would never have done that myself. I would just live with it. I think I chose the wrong colour of t-shirt for this today. I noticed a couple of weeks ago I was playing my SG there with the yellow strap, the red guitar and my purple t-shirt. I thought it looked really good. The orange and surf green, maybe not quite the right choice of t-shirt for today. But, so enjoy your bucky tonight, since it's Friday. I might get a wee bucky tonight. I'm going to do the live stream again on Sunday, seeing as it's a great excuse to get myself a bottle of bucky and do not drinking alone. So I'm going to do that. So I'll see you on Sunday. If you've got anything you want to ask me or anything like that, or anything you want me to show off, you can send me a message down there and I'll look it out, or I'll have some questions ready to talk about. I don't have any plan. I've never got any plan. I might still have this. I'm not really sure when I'm going to be able to get away to. The guy lives quite far away, so I always try and, whenever I go and get guitars off him or drop them off, I always try and make it so that I'm doing something out in the area as well. It's like 40 minutes away drive, and it's like, whereas if I'm at least in that direction, at least it doesn't seem to be such a big gap. So, yes, Malco seal of approval for the Squier Jazzmaster, although I never actually heard it with the active pickups. Active pickups are a funny one that if I've ever owned any guitars, I owned a Godin, which was a sort of super strap type thing, and it had EMG single coil active pickups. I didn't like them. But then I remember trying plugging it into the other input in the amp. An amp's got a high and a low, and I always just plugged it into the high, but if you plug it into the low, they made more sense. They also made more sense when if I was trying to play like Metallica or something like that. You know, I don't ever play Metallica, but you know, for that sort of thrash, kind of that's what they're for. They're not really my sound. I do like the P90s in this. Surprising. So it's kind of, I find it a little bit bizarre buying a Jazzmaster that is a hardtail and get humbuckers in it, and then putting P90s in it and a trem, whereas I think the Jazzmasters not normally have P90s and a Jazzmaster trem on them to start with. Maybe not available in this colour, and I definitely think the mirror scratch plate works well on this one, although even though I gave it a wipe before I started hitting the video, mirror scratch plates are just a fingerprint city, and I've not been eating crisps today. But if I had been eating crisps, you would know it, because this would be like a big swirly mess. Even if I hadn't actually rubbed my fingers on it, and still crisp grease just gets on everything. I never eat crisps when I'm working with playing the guitar. I'll definitely not other people's guitars. Nothing more annoying than a guitar that someone's been playing when they've been eating crisps. It's like, yuck. Yeah, so I suppose eventually I'll need to get myself a Jazzmaster and a Jaguar and such things. I do have I'm kind of tempted to go and look at it now. I've got a Badger guitar, which is, I think it's very much a Jazzmaster apart from it's that way around. But it's not so much a Jazzmaster as it's just basically a strap, but it's got a Jazzmaster shaped body, whereas it's definitely a different thing. It doesn't feel like a strap. It feels really big. Whether it is really big or not, I don't know. Like the body just seems massive. But then again, I've been playing a tiny, that wee Jim Deacon yesterday, so maybe that's kind of running on. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'll see you Sunday night. Rock on. Oh, I've lost my... What? Where's the cursor? Found it. Hey, catch you later.